Becoming a sales or business development representative is the absolute best starting place for a career in software sales. Let me give you 3 reasons why. First and foremost, the pay. It's incredibly lucrative. Number 2, the skills you learn as an SDR, BDR will not only transform your career, but they'll transform your life as well. Number 3, the lifestyle. Who wouldn't want to work from home in apartments like this with big screens like that and ring lights blasting in your face each and every day? I'm going to unpack these 3 areas, what they mean for you, and what this could look like for your career just getting started in software sales, or what it could look like going forward. Me personally, I started as a sales development representative right out of college 2.5 years ago. No connections in the technology industry, starting out making 50 grand a year. Fast forward 2.5 years to today, I'm now an account executive, easily making 131 grand a year. You absolutely can replicate that. You can even do way more than me. It just depends how much you apply yourself. If you're thinking about getting into software sales, or if you're already in software sales, make sure to smash the like button below and subscribe to this channel. This is day 65 in a row of uploading a new video to this channel. I'm dedicated to helping you become a more effective salesperson and reaching whatever success means to you sooner rather than later. So make sure to show the channel some support, and I'll be there for you each and every day going forward. My vision for this channel is to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I cannot do it without your support, so it means the world to me. Thanks so much. Let's unpack point number 1. First and foremost, the pay. I just shared my breakdown, what you can expect to make as an SDR, BDR right at college, and first and foremost, SDR, sales development representative, BDR, business development representative. They're both essentially the same role and serve the same function to organizations. Your objective is to generate net new pipeline, set up meetings, set up appointments, book demos, so that the quota-carrying reps like myself, account executives, can go in, work the deals, close the business, expand the top line, and grow the revenue of an organization. And your job generating the pipeline is vital to that. And that is why organizations that have well-structured SDR, BDR programs tend to do better and tend to pay pretty well. You can expect to make anywhere from 50 to 70 grand right out of college. Most likely you'll become an SDR, and you'll be an SDR, BDR for roughly, it varies, guys. If you're joining a smaller organization, less structured, probably 3 months to 9 months, because they want to get you in and they want to get you in a quota carrying role. If you're working for a larger, more structured organization, think the IBMs of the world, the SAPs, you're going to come in and you're most likely going to be an SDR, BDR for longer, because they want to make sure you're trained and they want to make sure you're a more effective salesperson when you become a quota carrying rep. Me personally, in my journey, let me just share what I've made so that you can understand the pay and what it's actually like. First and foremost, if you're looking at a company, make sure they pay you in uncapped accelerators. So if you have a quota, if your quota is 10, and you go out and do 12 one month, if you go above your quota, are you getting paid on that extra going above your quota? That's how you really start to make the money. My first year, my on-target earnings was 50K. I was only in that role for a couple months, and then the year changed, and then I promoted. That next role I was in, my on-target earnings was 65K. And I ended up reporting tax returns of about 83K that year. And I was 23, 24 right out of college because I outperformed my numbers, and that's absolutely possible, and you can do the same. Fast forward my next promotion as a senior sales development representative, my on-target earnings was about 80 grand. And I just reported my taxes, and I ended up making about 111 grand just from my software sales job. The reason I got to 131K is because of capital gains returns in the stock market. But it's incredibly lucrative, and it just goes to show you have an on-target earning. On-target earning is a mix between your base pay, which is fixed, and then your variable pay, which is commission, so how you perform. So you'll have an on-target earnings, and you'll have the opportunity to outperform it. So make sure your company offers uncapped accelerators, and you can make a lot of money earlier in your career. Senior leaders shared this with me on a team meeting, and it really resonated. Spend the first 10 years of your career getting really good at your craft. Spend the next 10 years really capitalizing on that skill and maximizing your income potential. Fortunately, the best thing about sales is you get the best of both worlds. You can master the art of sales, and that will transform everything. And that's going to carry us into point number 2. But you also can make a lot of money along the way. I've made a fair amount of money for my age relative to most, and I'm fortunate, and you can absolutely do the same. That brings us to point number 2. The skills will transform not only your career, but your life as well. Let me talk about some of the skills and the life lessons I've learned from my career in software sales, starting as an SDR, BDR. First and foremost, confidence. I never was one to be naturally confident. I was the fat guy growing up, and for those of you who can relate to that, being overweight, I feel like if you grow up like that or you're overweight right now, you naturally, it impacts your mindset in a way. And I think that had some confidence impacts and implications early on. So I was never really an outgoing person necessarily. And when you get into software sales, you must be able to cold call. You must be able to communicate effectively. You must be able to make your ask. You must be able to face rejection in the face, accept it, feel it, and it's going to hurt, but I'm now numb to rejection, and rejection doesn't matter. I will always make my ask no matter what, such as asking time, setting up a meeting, trying to do whatever. It doesn't matter. You got to make your ask. So that skill of cold calling and making my ask, and as a result, that leads to my confidence. I now feel like I can handle myself in any situation, talk to anyone about anything, and feel confident to go and do it. That's one skill. The next skill I would say is persistence, hard work, and grit. I know that's 3, and I know those aren't necessarily skills. They're perhaps intangibles. But when I first started in software sales, I was one of the worst performing SDRs in my company. I asked myself the question that many of you will face: is sales right for me? I see people quit every month because sales is not for them. And they don't like the pressure, they don't like the stress, they don't like the ambiguity in their role. And you're going to encounter that, and you're going to encounter a lot of that when you first start, especially if you're onboarding in a remote setting like many of us today. And you're going to get shut down a lot, and it's going to be really hard, and you're not going to know what to do. You're not going to know how to be efficient. You're not going to know how to send emails effectively. You're not going to know how to find people. And I really struggled when I first started. I called my mom that Friday after the first month, and I was the worst performing person. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I was used to doing well at things. And I pretty much decided, let me stick with it. Let me stick with it, and let me go all in. I sought out the advice of a senior sales leader in my office, and he said, look, if you think you're all in, ask yourself, are you really all in? Have you burnt the ships, per se? If you want to take the island, you need to burn your boats, and that's how you're truly all in. And I decided, you're right, I really need to be all in. There's no alternatives. I'm not going to move back home. I moved from Ohio to Texas. I'm not going to leave. I'm going to stand my ground and show up and try and become my best person I can. As a result, I started grinding. I would make 90 cold calls a day. I was clearly the person who would put in the most output, and eventually that began to translate into results, and I got a lot more efficient. It helped me become better, and my life got a lot better, and that correlated into my personal life as I started to get more confidence as a result of producing. And then I felt like I could be put into any situation and perhaps not have that skill set beforehand, and then go figure it out. In sales, what you'll learn, and then I'm going to wrap this up, point number 2, is you're going to be put in a lot of situations where things are a problem that you didn't cause, and you have to go solve them. You're going to be put in situations where you don't know what to do, and you have to get scrappy and go figure it out. As a result of figuring that out and going through so many obstacles and adversities in my software sales job, I now know in my life, whether it's in my relationships, whether it's in just daily stresses, I know I can figure it out, and you'll be able to figure it out too. If you're enjoying this information, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. That gets us into point number 3, the lifestyle. I'm not going to make it out to be glamorous. I've talked about this in previous videos that pretty much I have no work-life balance. I work from home each and every day. I work probably 70, 75 hours a week, combining the software sales with the YouTube thing here. And it's an absolute grind. I don't really hang out with people during the weekdays, so I'm not going to glamorize that, but I do want to share that I literally, that's my commute. That room to this seat right here, and I sit in this chair for 12, 13 hours a day. Working from home can be nice, and software sales really is the perfect work from home job. You are a true knowledge worker, so you are paid based on your knowledge and your problem solving, your communication, your ability to convey and build value. You're not an hourly worker. You get paid based on performance. So you can work anywhere. And as we start to think about new and unique work environments, as we start to think about a digitalization of the way in which we work, software sales is actually the perfect job. There's such great margins. It's such a great business. Tech is future-proof. You're at the cutting edge of innovation. It's really lucrative. It's really fast-paced. It's fun. And you can get paid really well. And that's why it's a glamorous lifestyle, because you can work from anywhere, and you simply need an internet connection and a laptop. And that's really all you need to do this job effectively. A lot of the salespeople that relied on going and meeting with their clients in person and that type of sales cycle have struggled because of COVID. So it's essentially it's not the greatest model. Software sales, my job wasn't disrupted at all. I had all the tools I needed to become successful previously before COVID. People would say, oh, you don't travel for your job, it's not a good job. And I was like, okay. Now those people can't travel, and I can go see 12 clients in a day, and they can maybe see one, if not any, since that's just not their sales cycle. So the top 3 reasons starting in SDR, BDR is the best career path in your software sales job. The pay, the skills you learn will transform everything. And then number 3, the lifestyle. Take it for what it is. So I know we're rushing through this video a little bit today, guys. To be honest, I had a tough time making this. It's pretty late. I prioritize my week based on working out, making videos, and eating. And coincidentally, on this Wednesday, I had to go to the grocery store, had to go and get food. I ran 7 miles, and now it's late. And I decided, hey, I got to make the video before I go to bed. So that's what we got us here today. So really appreciate you watching. I hope you guys can appreciate this grind and just know that I'm here for you. Let me know in the comments how I can help. Hit me up on LinkedIn. And as always, if you're still watching, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for getting me to 1,000. And I look forward to giving one of you guys $50 on Friday. Make sure to check out my recent video, 1,000 subscriber giveaway, to enter that challenge. See you guys in the next video. Bye.